Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Shifa binti Zainal, matric number 274029. So today we are from group 4 are going to present on the Central Bank of Malaysia. Central Bank of Malaysia, or also called as BNM, is the financial supervisory authority or financial regulator in Malaysia. BNM regulates financial institutions such as banks, investment banks, and insurance companies. BNM has started its operation on 26 January 1959 and it is governed under the Central Bank of Malaysia Act 2009. In this presentation, we will learn more on the roles and functions of BNM, Sharia standard and legislation in financial and banking sector, comparison between BNM and security commissions, and also court case related to Central Bank of Malaysia.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Afiq Akmal Aiman bin Abdul Talib. My matric number is 270921. I will present about Bank Negara Malaysia. Okay, Bank Negara Malaysia, or known as the Central Bank of Malaysia, start operation in January 1959 and it is as a statutory body. It has been governed by the Central Bank of Malaysia Act 2009 and their role is to promote monetary and financial stability. It is for sustainable growth for the Malaysian economy. They aim at providing conducive environment. Next, for the logos it is convinced by the Kijang motif for the logo for the bank, and it is an idea from the first Malaysia governor, the late Tun Ismail Muhammad Ali, and the motif derived from the deception of Kijang or barking deer that has on gold coin of the Kelantan state, which among earliest coin in Malaysia Sultanate. Then it has been formalized in 1964 and be featured with Kijang, suns and a crescent moon. The sun is symbolized of power and the crescent moon is to present Islam as official religion in Malaysia. The next. This is a name of the governor that has worked for the Malaysia Central Bank. Start from Tan Sri Labju H. Wheelock. Second is Tun Ismail bin Muhammad Ali. The third is Tan Sri Abdul Aziz bin Taha. The fourth is Tan Sri Datuk Jafar bin Hussein. The fifth is Tan Sri Datuk Ahmad bin Muhammad Don. The sixth is Tan Sri Datuk Sri Abdul Hassan bin Sulaiman. The seventh is Tan Sri Datuk Sri Dr. Zeti Ahta Aziz. The second last is Tan Sri Muhammad bin Ibrahim. And the current is Datuk Nur Samsiah binti Muhammad Yunus until now. Okay. Next is legislation that used in the Central Bank of Malaysia. The first is the Central Bank of Malaysia Act 2009. The second is Financial Services Act 2013. The third is Islamic Financial Service Act 2013. The fourth is Insurance Act 1999. The fifth is Development Financial Institution Act 2002. The sixth is Money Services Business Act 2011. Second last is Anti-Money Laundering, Anti-Terrorism Financing and Proceeds of Unlawful Activities Act 2001. And lastly, Currency Act 2020. Thank you.
Negara Malaysia play its role as overseer in ensuring the safety, reliability, and efficiency of payment system infrastructure and safeguard the public interest. So, as an overseer, Bank Negara Malaysia formulate regulatory framework and conduct oversight on both large value and retail payment system. The oversight activity are focused on containing systemic risk and reducing the overall risk in the payment system in ensuring the reliability of the major payment and settlement system. Bank Negara Malaysia also facilitate improvement in payment service and market development through fostering payment innovation and ensuring public confidence in the retail payment system and the use of payment instruments. The bank undertakes active consultation and cooperation with market players and stakeholders. So there are 14 Sharia standards released by Bank Negara Malaysia. So these are mostly of the 14 Sharia standard is a Islamic contract that Vietnam regulate it to Islamic financial institution to use it in their business. So the first one is Murabaha, published on 23 December 2013. Next is Mudarabah and Musyarakah on 20 April 2015. Next is 23 December 2015 is Istiqna, and 24 June on 2016 Iwakalah, on 3rd August 2016 Ihwadiyah and Hibah. Next is 2 February on 2017 Iwad, and next is 13 April 2017 is Kafalah. Next 26 February on 2018 Iskat. 11 April 2018 is by Asaf. 29 June 2018 is Ijarah. 18 July 2018 is Ahran. And the last one is 28 December on 2018 is Tawarruk.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Fatihah binti Abdullah and my metric number is 271388. I'm going to continue with the additional information of Bank Negara Malaysia. So, Bank Negara Malaysia form a Sharia Advisory Council as the advisor to any Sharia affairs that been conducted by the bank, such as Islamic finance, banking or other Sharia institutions. This also shows that the SSC has the authority to determine Islamic law for all Sharia compliance businesses. Next is the role of SSC. Sharia Advisory Council established the bank's expectation for an Islamic financial institution Sharia governance structures and procedure in order to guarantee that all of the institution's operations and business activities are compliant with Sharia. Second, Sharia Advisory Council give a detailed guidance to the Islamic Financial Institution Board, Sharia Committee and management in carrying out their responsibilities on Sharia matters. Third, Sharia Advisory Council outlines the functions associated with Sharia review, Sharia audit, Sharia risk management and Sharia research. The next is Sharia Advisory Framework. It has been divided into 6 sections, with the first section is General Requirements of the Sharia. This section covers the Sharia Governance Framework Board needs and specify the important main functions or major organs. Section 2, Oversight, Accountability and Responsibility. This section describes the level of accountability and responsibility that an Islamic financial institution board of directors, Sharia committee and management are required to have. The third is independence. This section attempts to protect the Sharia committee independence in order to ensure sound Sharia decision making, with a focus on the board of director roles in recognizing the Sharia committee independence. The fourth is competency. This section outlines the criteria and anticipated competency for essential functions to achieve Sharia governance implementation. The section 5 is confidentiality and consistency. This section explains the bare minimum of regulations, emphasizing the significance of maintaining and protecting confidentiality, as well as increasing the Sharia committee decision-making uniformity. The sixth is Sharia compliance and research function. This section defines the role and responsibility of the internal Sharia review, Sharia audit, Sharia risk management, and Sharia research. Did you know that one of the Sharia Advisory Council of Central Bank of Malaysia from 2013 until 2019 was Dr. Asmadi Mohamed Naim, which is currently a Dean and an Associate Professor at Islamic Business School, University Utara Malaysia. He is also a member of the Security Commission of Malaysia, registered Sharia advisor for the Islamic capital market from 2014 until 2017. His highest achievement was receive National Award of the Best Writer for Consumer by the Ministry of Internal Trade and Consumer Affairs and Institute Akbar Malaysia in 2003. Received the Central Bank of Malaysia Shariah Scholarship Awards Malaysia for CIFP program in 2008 until 2010. Dr. Asmadi also actively involved in research and academic textbook writing funded by UUM or other institutions. He has authored few books and numerous articles in Islamic finance and Sharia issues in reputable international and national journal, books, magazine, and newspaper. So, no wonder Dr. Asmadi is called UUM expert with a high achievement in many aspects. Other than that, there are way much more to know about him by just Googling. Such a great person. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, I am Wan Aizat bin Muhammad Azmi, monthly number 273404. I will continue with article review about BNM standard. The purpose of this article is to find out of significance of Central Bank of Malaysia as CBNA to Islamic banking. This article divided into 4 parts: introduction, overview of Central Bank Malaysia as which reference to the old and new law. Third part is discuss about Central Bank Malaysia Act from the case law, and final part is recommendation and conclusion. For the first part is overview of Central Bank Act is one key area to difference between the old and the new Act. For Bank Negara Malaysia is the reference to the Sharia Advisory Council, the body set up under the Central Bank itself to bring about order and consistency in the Sharia ruling for Islamic bank and takaful operating in Malaysia. Secondly is Central Bank Malaysia Act 2009 is silent on the definition of Islamic banking business, but Section 2 of this Act provide the definition of Islamic financial business as any financial business in ringgit or other currency which is subject to the law enforced by the bank and consistent with Sharia. Okay, finally is according to Section 56 of Central Bank Malaysia Act 2009, if any question arises considering a Sharia matter in any proceeding relating to Islamic financial business before any court or arbitrator, this court or arbitrator should take the consideration any published ruling of the Sharia Advisory Council or refer such question to the Sharia Advisory Council for its ruling. For Central Bank of Malaysia, as from the case law, it stated the Bank Negara Malaysia may establish a Sharia Advisory Council on Islamic financial, which show the authority for the ascertainment of Islamic law for the purpose of Islamic financial business from Section 51(1) of Central Bank Malaysia Act 2009 and Section 51(2) of Central Bank Malaysia Act 2009. For Section 55 of Central Bank Malaysia Act 2009 stated that Bank Negara Malaysia should consult the Sharia Advisory Council on any matter relating to Islamic financial business. For recommendation and conclusion, this article indicated that Central Bank Malaysia Act played a vital role in the development of Islamic banking in Malaysia, has led to the creation of statutory Sharia Advisory Council with statutory function and power which subject and operating harmony and uniformity in Sharia view among the Islamic financial institutions. And it is anticipated that the outcome of this article will assist to comprehend the importance of having statutory power to establish and regulate Sharia Advisory Council as an apex body in the country.
Assalamualaikum. I will talk about conclusion and reflection in this assignment. What have I learned? What can be done better? And suggestion to if I regulator. Okay, I am Afiq Akmal Aiman bin Abdul Talib, member of the group and currently in semester 4. My reflection to this assignment is what I learned is we can see that BNM is as a central bank of Malaysia since a few decades to make sure monetary and economy in Malaysia still in conductive. Next, we also can know the background of BNM such as their logos, meaning and governor that has involved in BNM start from their first establishment. Also, we can know legislation that used by the central bank to regulate the financial system in Malaysia and Sharia standard that used for the financial system. Otherwise, we also can know a comparison between BNM and Security Commission that we can learn many different between those institutions. Lastly, we can see an article review of the BNM standard to become a reference of our assignment that connected with Islamic finance in Malaysia in future. What can done better is we can search more info about BNM and put our more put out more legislation or policy that used by the BNM for these recent years. My suggestion if I be a regulator is that provide more Islamic finance to financial institution in Malaysia and make all institution follow Sharia standard in the future. I hope financial institution in Malaysia can be an example for every country and legislation that have financial industry and economy in Malaysia more relevant and bigger.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Nur Fatihah again. I'm one of the member from this group. Okay, so what do I found in this assignment was the overview about Bank Negara Malaysia. From the background, I knew that BNM is the Central Bank of Malaysia, of course. Then, I also knew that the bank logo was conceived by a kijang motif, which was an idea from our first Malaysian governor of BNM, and also the list of BNM governor from the bank inception of 1959 until now. Next, I also learned about the bank role for the country, how much the legislations there is, and the 14 Sharia standards such as Murabahah and Musyarakah. In addition, I have also learned additional information about this bank. So the Sharia Advisory Council has been established by the BNM to monitor and set up all the decisions that related to Sharia matters, so that it will not deviate from the path of Islam. Next, for the article review, I have learned the importance of Bank Negara Malaysia on the Islamic banking and proved that Sharia Advisory Council is important in financial institutions. It shows that the outcome of this article will assist to comprehend the importance of having statutory powers to establish and regulate the Sharia Advisory Council as the apex body in the country to determine Sharia rules applicable to the banking industry. Lastly, I also found out that this topic is very interesting if we understand more about Bank Negara Malaysia. That's all from me. Thank you.
In conclusion, as a member of this group, what do I learn from this paper is all about Bank Negara Malaysia, which is about who was the founder of the BNM, where and when is established, who and how the governor of BNM selected. Furthermore, the legislation by BNM about regulation related to the financial and bank. In addition, to know and understand about the role of BNM as a central bank in Malaysia to promote monetary stability and financial stability, conducive to the sustainable growth of the Malaysia economy. Next is about 14 Sharia standard provide the regulation about 14 Islamic contract can be used in the bank. I also learned about the comparison between Bank Negara Malaysia with the Security Commission Malaysia, which is about the area covered by the BNM, and Security Commission Malaysia is different. Moreover, based on the article review of the significance of Central Bank of Malaysia Act to Islamic Banking, I learned the importance of BNM for the Islamic banking in Malaysia. Based on what I have learned, BNM can issue more rules for other Islamic contract to be practiced by Islamic bank to promote Islamic finance in Malaysia more. If I be the regulator, I will provide more the regulation about Islamic finance, which is can make Malaysia lead in Islamic finance and is a good example to another country that want to practice Islamic finance.
For conclusion, my name Wan Aizat bin Muhammad Zmi from this group again. What I learned from this assignment is how the Central Bank of Malaysia works, what BNN has contributed to Malaysia, their performance, role, function, and Sharia standard in BNN. In my opinion, what can be done better is that BNN can more focus and think of ways to help an institution or community during this COVID-19 pandemic. As a regulator, I will try to be part of well-functioning and transparent government ecosystem, monitor the path of the market through interaction with industry and consumer, and also establish effective relationship with governance institutions.
What can be done better? In my opinion, BNM need to improve the legislation in financial and banking industry in order to strengthen and keep the stability of the Malaysia's economy and financial system in the future. For suggestion, if I am a regulator, I would like to suggest to establish more Islamic financial institutions in the future because majority of nation citizen is a Muslim. So it is better to create Islamic banking environments in this country as it also gave benefit to people. That's all from me. Thank you.
By the BNM is the rapid progress of the domestic Islamic banking system, recommended by significant expansion and development in Islamic banking and finance, has become increasingly more important in meeting the changing requirement of the new economy in Malaysia. The negative is the lack of adversary Sharia head that can be referenced by Islamic banking or financial use for have any problem, low problem by the banking institution or the consumer. Application is make the regulator use less useful inferences can be made because the lack of adversary in Sharia banking law. The Islamic bank is no main references that can be used the like in Sharia rule for the banking system and it just use the Sharia rules that have met or discover for the consumer is lack of trust and skepticism in the system used by the bank due to the lack of the Sharia advisory power that they not use. My idea is to make a main Sharia advisory in Malaysia so the bank regulator and consumer can use it as references if have any problem in the Sharia law or rules in the Islamic banking. The solution is by find or appoint a right person who is knowledgeable about Islamic banking or Sharia rule about finance to be a advisory head of the Sharia department rules and banking problem so it can make sure the problem can be solved and be a reference of any Islamic institution or any consumer. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. It's me again, Nur Fatihah, 271388. So, my reflection for this assignment, or overall what do I found in this assignment was that Bank Negara Malaysia has introduced framework of the rates of return towards standardizing the methodology on the calculations of the distributable profits and the derivations of rates of return to depositors in Islamic banks. This shows that the implications of Bank Negara Malaysia to the Islamic financial system has set the minimum standard in calculating the rates of return, level the playing fields and provide the terms of reference for the Islamic banking institutions in deriving the rates of returns, and also provides Bank Negara Malaysia with an effective yardstick to assess the level of efficiency of Islamic banking institutions. However, there are variations of computations in some Islamic banking institutions that have led to impediments such as the assessments of the rates of return by Bank Negara Malaysia specifically to ascertain whether the rates generally reflect the true performance of Islamic banking institutions or otherwise. Second, the regulations and supervisions by Bank Negara Malaysia, particularly in assessing the prudence and fairness in distributions of profit to the depositors. And the last one is the assessments by the Islamic banking institutions of their funding costs, which in turn led to the distortions of rates of returns in the retail and interbanks market. One of the idea that I found on Bank Negara Malaysia website to create an Islamic financial system as an integral part of international financial system is to expand consumer education on Islamic finance and banking. In order to build such a consumer education, governments and Islamic financial institutions should work together. These types of programs would promote transparency about benefits and the availability of Islamic financial instruments offered by the Islamic financial institutions. Barriers across geographical boundaries can be removed by leveraging upon the advance on information communication technology to create an integrated internet platform with connection to other useful information provider. With this, the Islamic financial system as an integral part of the international financial system will be achieved. As for the new idea for Bank Negara Malaysia, I couldn't come out with one because I honestly didn't grasp it very well to provide one. So that's all from me. Thank you.
So, what do I find during doing this paper, which is what the positive and negative impact of BNM and the implication to Islamic financial system or Islamic bank and consumer, which is related to the one of the main objective of central bank, which is to promote and maintain monetary and financial stability as it contribute to a healthy economy and sustainable growth. Bank Negara Malaysia discharge the responsibility for promoting a sound and efficient Malaysian financial system by preserving the soundness of financial institution and the robustness of the financial infrastructure to withstand adverse economic cycles and shock, thereby preventing the inordinate disruption to the intermediation process and maintaining confidence in the financial system. So, what is the positive and negative is the positive is the BNM succeeds to maintain the financial stability, which is describe the condition where the financial intermediation process functions smoothly and where is confident in the operation of key financial institution and market within the economy. But in other words, if the BNM cannot to keep the financial stability, its will effect on the economy can be very costly due to its contagion or spillover effect to other parts of the economy. Indeed, it may lead to a financial crisis with adverse consequences for the economy. Hence, it is fundamental to have a sound, stable and healthy financial system to support the efficient allocation of resource and distribution of risk across the economy. So, to enable the bank to meet the objective of central bank, It is vested with comprehensive legal power under the following legislation that we have made by the BNM. So for the idea to contribute to Islamic financial system or any suggestion, I have said it on my conclusion, which is BNM can produce more regulation on Islamic contract to make Malaysia lead in the Islamic financial system. I think that's all for me.
What I find in this assignment is a positive impact shown by the Central Bank of Malaysia, where they control and supervise financial institutions to maintain safely and soundness those institutions. For implication to the Islamic financial system, the Islamic banking and Tagafu industry take proactive measures to help customers affected by the pandemic. This is supported by the active role of the Sharia Advisory Council (SAC) by Negara Malaysia, which issue important decisions throughout 2000 for provide guidelines on the implementation of the measure assistance in line with Sharia principles. Next, the idea to contribute to the Islamic financial system is that the Islamic finance industry must continue reach out to and educate on the community. For this method to be more effective, the Islamic financial institution itself must be knowledgeable and understand about what Islamic finance is and what the capability of Islamic finance are. Islamic financial institutions need to increase or study and research involves all levels, include regulator, practitioner, and academics to strengthen understand. At the same time, investment in human capital also need to be more focused due to the lack of knowledge in Islamic finance, which is often associated with a lack of qualified experts in the field. Among the solutions, Bank Negara Malaysia can provide additional or improved financial facilities to provide assistance and support the recovery of SMEs, as well as enhance existing systems in line with this growing era. Okay.
BNM give positive impact to the country because BNM helped the country in developing the financial system infrastructure and ensure that all economic sectors and segments of the society have the access to the financial services. What I have learned in this assignment is that BNM plays a big role in the Malaysia's financial system as they need to ensure conducive environment are provided for the sustainable growth of the Malaysian economy. BNM has been led by 12 governors, started from Tan Sri W.H. Wilcox on January 1959 and currently has been took over by Datuk Nur Shamsiah binti Muhammad Yunus on 1st of July 2018. BNM also is a body that provides legislation in order to supervise the Malaysia's financial system.